Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I have for you a team of the season for the 2022-2023 FPL season. There I've put a starting 11 and then at the end I've put the honorable mention section where I display some players that didn't get to the team of the season because they had only some purple patches, but they were pretty important in this FPL season, so stay tuned up until the end. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to my channel. A lot more videos are upcoming in the preseason for the 23-24 FPL season, so stay tuned, like the video, and let's get into the starting 11. As usual, we're starting from defense before going into the specific players. First, this team would have gotten you 2,539 points if you captained only one player who got the most points, which is Haaland. I'm not going to hide it. And that would have gotten you just beneath the 8k, top 8k, which is not a bad rank, but this shows that you cannot put all the best players in your team and expect to win the game, so you have to be proactive. This shows that the game has to be played and followed. So yeah, for the next season, take this as a tip. Just go and watch the games and pick the specific players for their pull patches. I will be showing you the most consistent ones, but in the end, as already explained, I will show you a plethora of players where you can see some examples of person and people that got a lot of points in short spells and period of times. So stay tuned until the end. Now let's start in goal. It's David Raya. He was pretty good this season. I'm so sorry that I didn't pick him for the whole season. 166 points, that is pretty amazing overall. I believe that he may be my goalkeeper for the start of the next season, because if Brentford keep their defense and their midfield intact and he still is the goalkeeper there, I will pick him because he's so good. I believe that you can pick him as well. Maybe his price will be 5.0, which will be pretty bad for me because I want a 4.5 keeper, but I believe he's worth it. But if he's in the price range of Nick Pope or even someone from Spurs or Arsenal, I believe I won't be going for the Brentford goalkeeper. But if he's 4.5, have him in mind for the next season for sure. In defense, the most consistent player here is Trippier, just beneath 200 points. That own goal at the end cost him, because if he didn't score it, he would have gotten 2 points and he would be exactly on 200, but it is what it is. He was so consistent. He was a very viable option for a captain for such a long space of time, because he got returns in 16 of 18 games, something like that, which is pretty amazing for a defender. He gave assists, he got bonus points when he didn't provide assists or anything, just because he's that good. Next to him is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Even though he was classified as one of the disappointments of the season, he is the second highest player with White, who is the third option here. They're just pretty good, both of them. But let's talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. His position changing got very good, and he's providing more and more attacking returns each game week. Just here, this is an example. In a game where the game finished 4-4 against Southampton, he got a bonus point. He just gave one assist and he got a bonus point. So he didn't get a clean sheet, conceded 4 goals, and he got a bonus. That's how good he is in that position. So for me, I think he will be priced the same next year at 7.5, and he will be a steal for me to put him in my team. I don't care what price, what fixtures or anything. I believe Trent is a must-have, and I'm most certainly starting with him. There may lie a problem because I want Trippier as well, but I will have to choose one of them. Maybe depending on fixtures, but I'm so much lying to Trent. And the last guy here is Ben White. He was the most consistent Arsenal defender. Saliba and Gabriel had pretty good spells, but he was the most consistent one. He was performing pretty badly at the start, but then he started getting into the position. He started to provide assists, scoring goals here and there, which was pretty amazing. I didn't expect him to do that. He wasn't doing such things at Brighton, but here at Arsenal you can expect him to provide a cheeky assist or a cheeky goal here and there, so this is always good. As you see, there are 3 other Arsenal players, so he would have dropped out if this is a real team, because I prefer those players. But yeah, he would have been in my team if only 2 of them. He was in my team for such a long duration, and I believe he was such a good pick. It's a shame that he may be 5.0 next season. So yeah, he won't be as viable as other options, but he was pretty good for the 2022-2023 season. In midfield, here is a team that is pretty favorable. This is Arsenal, three players from their team, Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli. Martinelli just shy of 200 points as well as Trippier, but he missed several games because of an injury, so he would have gotten above 200 for sure. Saka 2.202. This is a pretty good score. He was the most expensive of the bunch, but he was providing in such a long period of time, and he didn't have so many good stints like Martinelli. Like he had a purple patch at the start, then he fell off, then again a purple patch, then again falling off. Yeah, Saka was consistent. Such things can be said about Odegaard. Yeah, he had a strong patch just before the World Cup break, but he was pretty good all around the season. I didn't expect that. I thought that this will be a scam. He on the price as good as Martinelli and a little bit better than Saka. I thought he would have been a ripoff, but I was very, very wrong. I'm here to admit my mistake. I didn't believe at him and he proved me wrong. So next season I may consider him because he's the captain and he will be providing a lot more special moments next season. From Manchester United, Rashford is coming to the scene. He was so good after the World Cup break. I missed him for several game weeks, but I quickly got on him. And oh boy, he delivered. I got him when his effective ownership was around the 100%, so he was the must-have in my team in order not to lose rank. But yeah, he provided so many good moments. He was my captain on one occasion, and just above 200 points, it's pretty amazing. And last but not least is Mohamed Salah. What can you say about the Egyptian king? Another year, and he's the best midfielder yet again. 239 points. He was a captain for me on some occasions. He missed two penalties, so his rank and his points would have been even higher, and my rank would have been even higher because I owned him when nobody else did. And I believed in him because I saw the Liverpool change and I saw their double ups, and I thought let's invest in them. And he missed two penalties against Bournemouth and Arsenal, which was too bad. But then he scored another two. So yeah, he just doesn't miss, but he missed. So what can you do? A pretty solid performance. The things that is very obvious here, there are no blue shirts, so no Man City or no Brighton. KDB didn't reach the top 5. No Brighton players did. It is too shabby, but what can you do? Not all had such a great season, just Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka. They scored a lot of goals between them. Rashford and Salah were just amazing. So yeah, it's pretty arguable that maybe some blue shirt was supposed to be here, but for now, no blue shirts, but I believe there is one coming. The fourth line is so obvious, it's Haaland and Kane. I was too surprised to see that Kane is only 9 points behind Haaland. This is absurd. He scored 6 more goals, but Harry Kane played in more matches. He got more bonuses because he was playing in them and he scored in a ridiculous amount of games. 26, I think that is. This is absurd. It's 26 of 38 games, and in the others, he provided assist. This is amazing. For me, he is a close contender for Team of Player of the Season, even in England, but Haaland won it because he broke the record and it was supposed to win it. I mean, if you break the record, you're pretty good. And oh boy, he is even better than I thought. He scored 36 goals in his first season when he was acclimatizing to their style of play. They were not playing up to his strengths. And I believe next season he will destroy the teams even more. And I believe that he will break his record now and he will set the bar even higher. He's a pretty good pick, and I cannot decide between the three premiums in this draft, Salah, Haaland, and Kane. I will be having such a hard time to pick, but may depend on fixtures, may depend on Kane's transfer. We'll see. But yeah, Harry Kane was so good, but Haaland was just a little bit better. If he was the captain, as I already mentioned, 2,539 points and a rank around the 77k, which is not too bad. If you set and forget this team, you would have gotten this. But as I mentioned, White wouldn't have been here because, yeah, he's the fourth Arsenal player, so maybe another one or someone else. I don't see it as a too complicated thing to think about it. But yeah, this team not too good enough to win the FPL. So yeah, just focus on yourself, focus on your team, and try to get the best players possible. And I have special shout outs in the next section. But before I finish, I want to say thank you to all of these 11 players. They brought me a lot of joy. I owned most of them for a lot of the season, mainly Trippier, Odegaard was part of my team, Martinelli, Rashford, Salah, and Haaland, and Kane. Saka and White were on and off, Trent as well. But yeah, most of this team was in my team. So yeah, I got, I would say, most of them. And I even got higher rank. I'm 45,000 in the world. So this is a pretty good. So I got something right, I got something wrong, but we will improve for next season. And let's see now those players that I mentioned, because there were a lot of good purple patches this season. Here is the list of honorable mentions that I was talking about. I was starting goal, Nick Pope. He was amazing. He saved so many shots. He saved Newcastle, and he's one of the reasons that the defense is getting better and better each and every game week. I believed at the start of the season he won't provide us much points as I was wanting him to go, and so I went without him. But oh boy, I was wrong. Newcastle were solid defensively. I believe that they won't concede as many chances, but in some cases they did, and he got a lot of save points and bonus points there. So yeah, he is a very, very good shout out for next season's goalkeeper position. If he is the price of Alisson, I'm not going for him, but if he is lower, I may consider him. Next are the two 4.0 goalkeeper gems, Danny Ward. Before the World Cup, he was cooking, man. I believe that he was the best choice in the goalkeepers department. He got so many save points, clean sheets here and there, and he was very, very cheap, so you could have went with him. Such as the thing with Steel, if you went for both of the goalkeepers for some period of time, you would have gotten for around the same points as Raya, which is pretty good. For the double ups, I didn't go for Steel because I wanted to have more forwards, but this was a mistake on my side. I had to go for Steel, but I didn't. But as I already explained, I'm learning from my mistakes, and the goalkeeper department is a place that I need to focus next season, because as you see, I'm not good at it at the goalkeepers department. I cannot get it right, and I'm overthinking it. So I will get a good choice at start, and I will believe in it. Next in defense, three people. First of all, Luke Shaw. After the World Cup, he was the best defender in my opinion that was playing for a series of long time. He was a center back, then a left back, a center back, left back, and he got goals, clean sheets, assists, everything, bonuses. I mean, he was destroying my rank, and I was too stupid not to go for him. I was too occupied with some other places in my defense, but next season I will focus on having the whole picture, not my tunnel vision, and pick from all of the players, just I did at the last game week where everyone went for Eze, but I went for Pedro Porro from Spurs, special shout out for him, and he delivered, and Eze didn't, as I wanted him not to deliver because I expected him not to be as good as he was promised. But let's keep focus on that video. Saliba, he was so good at the start. At some point he had the same points as Gabriel, but was 0.5 cheaper at the start, so I should have went with him. I thought Gabriel will outscore him on the set pieces. I was wrong. Saliba is as good as Gabriel on set pieces, and his injury broke Arsenal hopes for the title. Next season when he is back, I believe they will be cooking again. And last but not least is Stupinian. Stupinian, one of the best fullbacks in the league right now. For me, he's in the left back position for team of the season. He was so good, and I missed his points yet again. I owned him for a period when he got points like 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 2 again and again. And then I went with Dunk, and then he started scoring goals, keeping clean sheets, providing assists, bonus after bonus, and I was just missing on it. So Luke Shaw and Stupinian were destroying my rank basically because I didn't own him and I was too stubborn to pick them. But what can you do? I will be more trying to focus on the better picks, not to try to be so differential, but we'll see how it goes the next season. Now let's focus on the midfielders. Hold on. What can you say? He was so good at the start, not the start, but between game week 7 and maybe 14, where he was scoring every game, basically. He was destroying teams left, right, and center, and I owned him when he was so low at effective ownership, and when everybody got him, he stopped providing, and I just got rid of him. So he boosted my rank a lot. At the end of the season, he provided again. But yeah, I'm pretty delighted with his performances. Another guy that lit up the Premier League was Almiron. He was the best player for such a long period of time for the World Cup. He was scoring goals for fun. He had the best purple patch ever. He was providing so many points for such a cheap price, but I got him at the end. He got some points for me, but not the ones that I was expecting. But what can you do? We learn from our mistakes and we keep going. Bruno Fernandes, another shout out to Manchester United player that destroyed my rank. I don't like him as a player personally. I don't like him as a person even more. But if you play FPL and want to win it, you don't have to consider picking players that you like only, because some players that you don't like are providing points, and Fernandes was one of that. So this is a tip for me and from me to you. Don't involve your personal feelings in the FPL selection. Just go with what's better and what will be better for your team. Next up is a special shout out for the 4 Brighton midfielders that tore the league this season. They were having so many purple patches together and apart. Gross at the start and at the end of the season. I didn't hold him for any point of my FPL season. Mitoma and March were very good for my team. I owned him for most of the time, especially March. He was so good before the injury, and I believe he would have surpassed Gross for the points if he was still not injured at the end of the season. And special shout out to McAllister, who now is confirmed to leave Brighton this summer, and he will go to a bigger club. He's a World Cup winner. He's a penalty specialist. He's so good. And up front, two boys. First, Ivan Toney. Special shout out to Ivan Toney. I believe he was one of the best strikers that the Premier League seen this season, and that says a lot. He was scoring goals for fun, penalties, 1-0 wins, and victories. He was providing. He was scoring braces against City, goals against other big teams. This guy was pretty good. I know he's now banned and he's not into consideration for the next season, but after his ban is lifted at the start of 2024, I will go for him 100%. And last but not least is Callum Wilson, who got the best April ever. He scored goals for fun. He is the reason why Newcastle were in the top 4. He was such a good menace in front of goal. He got an England co-op, so I believe he boosted a lot my rank. If you want to see my rank, check this video right here, because I got my best rank ever. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel if you're around here. I will be providing even more content for this preseason. Stay tuned. But for now, I will be heading out. Bye!